Dear students, in this session we are going to deal with gram equivalent mass or the concept of equivalent mass. What is it? Like mole concept, equivalent concept. In certain cases in analytical chemistry, we need to know the concept of equivalence. And what is equivalent mass or gram equivalent mass? It is the mass of an element or mass of the substance which combines with or displaces 1.008 grams of hydrogen, 8 gram of oxygen or 35.45 gram of chlorine. If a substance can displace 8 gram of oxygen, say X can react with oxygen, say 80 gram of oxygen, reacts with 10 gram of X to give XO2, something like that, let me say. Here the mass of oxygen involved is 80 and the mass of X involved 10. That means 80 gram get combined with 10 gram of X. As per our definition, the number of gram equivalent mass is the number of parts by mass of the substance or number of grams of that substance which combines with or displaces this much parts or this much gram of hydrogen, oxygen or chlorine. Here X combines with 80 gram. As per our definition, 8 gram will combine with how much of X? It is just 1 gram. So 1 gram is said to be the equal mass of X. Sometimes X may liberate hydrogen from some acid, say hydrochloric acid, to give HCl and hydrogen or HCl2 and hydrogen. Let me say like this. Here 30 gram of X displaces say 10 gram of hydrogen. To displace 10 gram of hydrogen, it will be Y. There I have taken X, therefore it will be Y. To displace 10 gram of hydrogen, 30 gram of Y is required. So to displace 1 gram of or 1.030 gram of hydrogen, how much of Y is required? It is said to be just 3 gram. 3 gram per equivalent we say. Per equivalent. For one equivalent corresponds to 3 gram for Y. So this is how we find out equivalent mass of an element or substance based on hydrogen and oxygen as chlorine as standards. So what is equal mass of an element or a compound? It is the mass of that element or substance which combines with or displaces 1.008 gram of hydrogen or 8 gram of oxygen or 35.45 gram of chlorine. But it may not be always true. It may not be always true. In certain occasions, certain substances, certain elements may not combine with these elements, may not displace these elements. If it is the case, how to go in for equal mass? Usually we will be doing zinc, say when made to react with sulfuric acid, you will be getting zinc sulfate and hydrogen. This is the usual reaction. Zinc displaces hydrogen from dilute acids, sulfuric acid, hydrochloric acid, any acid. Here how much of hydrogen? As per the stoichiometric equation, we say 1 mole of hydrogen gas is liberated from 1 mole of zinc. So the atomic mass of zinc is found to be 65.38 gram atomic mass of zinc. And atomic mass of hydrogen 1.008, 2 into 1.008. Because 1 mole contains 2 moles of hydrogen atoms, 2 into atomic mass, this much gram. So 2 into 1.008 gram of hydrogen is displaced by 65.38 gram of zinc. Therefore, the mass of zinc which would displace 1.008 gram of hydrogen is calculated. That will give half of this. The value is nothing but 32.69 gram. So that is the equal mass. So the stoichiometric equation, correct equation may be needed to find out this equal mass if it reacts with hydrogen, oxygen or chlorine. So equal mass may be given as molar mass divided by equivalence factor, we say. Equivalent mass is equal to molar mass. Molar mass is nothing but molecular mass, gram per mole. Gram per mole. Mass of 1 mole of a substance divided by gram equivalence factor. Equivalence factor. That will be equivalence factor will come with the unit gram per equivalent. So gram and gram get cancelled. When it go over to the numerator, you will be getting the unit equivalent per mole. Sorry, equivalent factor. Equivalent per mole. So mole and mole get cancelled. You will be getting the unit gram per equivalent. So equivalent mass, unit gram per equivalent, molar mass, unit gram per mole. It is for 1 mole of a substance, it is for 1 equivalent of substance. So the equivalent mass is needed in so many analytical chemistry reactions. And I said already, certain substances may not react with hydrogen, oxygen or chlorine. For such substances, how to calculate equivalent mass? We have got different types of compounds like acid, base, oxidizing agent, reducing agent. For these substances, how to find out the equivalence factor? For example, acids like hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid. How to find out equivalent mass? Here, we find out the basicity of the acid, and that basicity of the acid is said to be the equivalence factor. The basicity of the acid is nothing but number of replaceable hydrogen atoms or hydrogen ions. In hydrochloric acid we have 1 replaceable hydrogen. In sulfuric acid we have 2 replaceable hydrogen. Suppose if it takes acetic acid, only this hydrogen is replaceable. Acidity is, basicity is said to be 1. Here basicity 1, here basicity 2, here basicity 1. For phosphoric acid, basicity 3. Likewise, for different acids, we have different basicity. That basicity is said to be the equivalence factor. To get equivalent mass of, say, sulfuric acid. What is equivalent mass of sulfuric acid? Equivalent mass of sulfuric acid is equal to equal mass of H2SO4 is equal to molecular mass, molar mass of sulfuric acid, divided by equivalence factor of sulfuric acid. Molar mass of sulfuric acid is H2SO4, 2 hydrogen, 1 sulfur, 4 oxygen. H2SO4, 2 hydrogen, therefore 2. 1 sulfur, 32, 2 into 1, 2, 32, 4 into 16, 64, totally 98. 98 gram is the molar mass of sulfuric acid, 98 gram per mole. Alright. And then what is the equivalence factor of sulfuric acid? It is 2. Equivalent EQ I can write. Instead of equivalent, I can write EQ per mole. 1 mole of sulfuric acid has got 2 equivalents, 2 replaceable hydrogen, 2 basicity. And therefore it is divided by 2. Mole inverse get cancelled. Gram per equivalent. 49 gram per equivalent, EQ. That is the equivalent mass of sulfuric acid. So 1 equivalent of sulfuric acid corresponds to 49 gram. That is the meaning. Always 1 equivalent of the substance will react with 1 equivalent of another substance. That is the concept. Therefore, it is used in analytical chemistry to a large extent. Sulfuric acid, let me go in for a base. After that, let me come to this. Let us take sodium hydroxide, base. Now I am going to the base. Sodium hydroxide. Calcium hydroxide or magnesium hydroxide, whatever it may be. Magnesium hydroxide, aluminum hydroxide. I have given 4 bases. The number of replaceable hydroxyl groups here in these bases are said to be acidity of the base. Acidity of the base. Basicity for the acid, acidity for the base. The acidity of the base for sodium hydroxide is 1. It has got only 1 replaceable hydroxyl group. It has got 2. So basicity 2. Sorry, acidity 2. Acidity 2. Acidity 3. Now, what is the equivalent mass of, say, calcium hydroxide or magnesium? Anything we can calculate. For magnesium hydroxide. Calcium mass number 40. You may be knowing. So, equivalent mass of calcium hydroxide is equal to, how to calculate? Molar mass of calcium hydroxide. How to calculate molar mass? Calcium molar mass, atomic mass 40. 2 oxygen atoms we have, 2 into 16, 32. 2 hydrogen atoms we have, 2. Together I can say 34. 2 hydroxyl groups mean 34. 17 into 2 like this also we can calculate. 16 plus 1, 17, 17 to 34. 4, 74. 74 is the molecular mass of calcium hydroxide, or 74 gram per mole. 1 mole of calcium hydroxide has the mass equal to 74. What is the acidity of this base? It is equal to 2. That means equivalence factor of calcium hydroxide 2. What is the unit I have to say? Equivalent per mole. 2 equivalent per mole. 1 mole of calcium hydroxide has got 2 equivalents. The acidity 2. Acidity of calcium hydroxide is 2. Therefore, equivalence factor is 2. When it is divided, you will be getting 49 gram per equivalent. So, this is how we have to calculate equivalent mass based on the equivalence factor. Now, why do we say equivalence factor for sulfuric acid 2? When sulfuric acid is allowed to react with, say, sodium hydroxide, here 1 mole should react with 1 mole. Is it so? No. 1 mole of sulfuric acid reacts with 2 moles of sodium hydroxide because 2 hydrogen combines with 2 hydroxide to give 2 water. And then we are getting sodium sulfate. Sodium valency 1, sulfate 2, therefore molecular formula Na2SO4. Here what is happening? It is 2 equivalents. 1 sulfuric acid has got 2 equivalents. 1 sulfuric acid corresponds to 2 equivalents because equivalence factor is 2. For sodium hydroxide, equivalence factor is 1. So 2 equivalents we need. 2 equivalents of sodium hydroxide combines with 2 equivalents of sulfuric acid, and therefore only 1 equivalent of a substance reacts with 1 equivalent of another substance. Only to explain that concept, we are going for gram equivalent mass. 1 mole may not react with 1 mole always, but 1 equivalent will completely neutralize 1 equivalent of another one. Therefore, the equivalent mass seems to be more important. Alright? It is not only important for acids and bases. Now we have seen only for acids and bases. Let us go in for oxidizing agents and reducing agents. All right. For an oxidizing agent, when I talk about oxidizing agent, reducing agent, we can guess that I need not discuss. Let me take an oxidizing agent like potassium permanganate. You will be knowing that potassium permanganate is the best oxidizing agent. It is potassium ion, it is permanganate ion, KMnO4. Potassium ion, permanganate ion. If I talk about potassium dichromate, potassium ion, dichromate ion. When I talk about potassium permanganate, potassium ion, manganate ion, K plus ion, MnO4 minus ion. It is permanganate ion, it is dichromate ion. All right. Both are best oxidizing agent in presence of acid. When I take manganate, MnO4 minus, it is an oxidizing agent. In presence of acid, acid means H plus. During this oxidation reaction, any oxidizing agent itself should get reduced. Only then it can be an oxidizing agent. An oxidizing agent, when can it become an oxidizing agent? If it can get reduced. So it should get reduced. How? It should become Mn2 plus, common valency for manganese 2, Mn2 plus by gain of electrons. Whenever a substance gains electron, we call it as it is getting reduced. Only if it gets reduced, it can act as an oxidizing agent. So MnO4, 4 oxygen, therefore we should get 4H2. 4H2 means 8 hydrogen, therefore 8H plus. I think it is a balanced equation. Only thing, electron has to be balanced. How? Totally we have 8 plus and minus 1, 7. MnO4 minus 8. Here we have 7 minus 7 plus. If I forget about electron, 8 plus minus 1, 7 plus. 7 plus is becoming 2 plus. That means it has to accept 5 electrons. So it accepts 5 electrons. So permanganate ion in acid medium accept 5 electrons to become manganese ion. It is permanganate ion. What is the oxidation state for manganese here? Can you find out? Oxidation state for manganese, let it be X. 4 oxygen atoms, 4 into minus 2 is equal to minus 1. 4 into minus 2. For oxygen, oxidation state minus 2. Total charge should be minus 1. So X minus 8 is equal to minus 1. 8 is equal to minus 1 plus 8, therefore plus 7. The oxidation state of manganese is plus 7. From plus 7, it is reduced to plus 2 by gaining 5 electrons. Since it gains 5 electrons from some other substance is getting oxidized. That is said to be the oxidation reaction of MnO4 minus ion. Here, the equivalence factor is said to be 5. One manganate ion accepts 5 electrons, and therefore we say the equivalent mass of potassium permanganate is equal to equivalent mass of potassium permanganate KMnO4 is equal to molar mass of KMnO4 divided by equivalence factor. What is equivalence factor? It is nothing but number of electrons acquired for oxidizing agent. If it is reducing agent, number of electrons gained, that's all. Here if it is oxidizing agent, number of electrons gained. If it is reducing agent, number of electrons lost. Here it gains 5 electrons and therefore equivalence factor is 5. For potassium permanganate, what is the molecular mass? K, 39. For manganese, mass of manganese 55. And it has 4 oxygen atoms. 4 into 16, 64. Total 7, 10, 158. 158 divided by 5. It comes to 31.6. So 31.6 is the equivalent mass of potassium permanganate. Likewise for potassium dichromate we can find out. It is also an oxidizing agent. K2 Cr2O7 dichromate ion Cr2O7 2 minus. In the presence of acid it acts as a best oxidizing agent, that means it gains electron. Here chromium common valency plus 3 Cr3 plus. Oxygen becomes water. How many water? 7H2O. 7 oxygen, 7H2O. Since 7 hydrogen, 14H plus. 7 into 14H plus. Now forget about electrons. 2 minus here, 14 electron H plus. So 12 plus. Here we should get, here we have only 2 Cr3 plus. 2 chromium, therefore 2 Cr3. 6 plus we have got. 2 minus here, 14 plus here. So in the reactant side we have 12 positive charges. In the product side also we should have 12, but only we have plus 6. So remaining 6 should be here. 6 electrons. Alright. So equivalent mass of potassium dichromate. Equivalent mass of potassium dichromate should be equal to molar mass of potassium dichromate. Molar mass of potassium dichromate divided by equivalence factor. What is the equivalence factor of potassium dichromate? 6. So to calculate equivalent mass of an oxidizing agent, its molar mass divided by number of electrons it gains for the oxidation of other substance. To oxidize other substance, it has to gain electron. So a molecule of potassium permanganate gains 5 electrons. A molecule of potassium dichromate gains 6 electrons, and therefore equivalence factor is 6. When you divide molar mass of potassium dichromate by 6, you will be getting the equal mass. For potassium, 39 is the atomic mass. So 39 is to 78. For chromium, it is 52 is the atomic mass. 2 chromium atoms we have, 2 into 52, 104. And for 7 oxygen atoms, 7 into 16, 4, 112. If you sum up, 294 is the molar mass. 294 divided by 6 will be the answer. 50 means 300, so 49 gram per equivalent. Likewise for reducing agent, say ferrous sulfate. Ferrous sulfate in presence of acid releases a p electron. So based upon the number of electrons released, we get equivalence point, equivalence factor. When we divide by equivalence factor, you will be getting equal mass. This is how we calculate equivalent mass for so many substances. For acid, molar mass divided by basicity. For base, molar mass divided by acidity. For oxidizing agent and reducing agent, molar mass divided by number of electrons gained or lost. For oxidizing agents, number of electrons gained. For reducing agents, number of electrons lost. Now let me go into simple sums that maybe in the next class. Thank you.